Okay, we have begun.
Trock versus Gwen.
So, you were definitely saying that Trock was a likely pick for Thelo. What about Gwen with Viva Fringe? Do you think that's typical or atypical?
Well, he says he's reading his cards, so it's either really atypical or he really, really is out of practice.
Yeah, maybe it's all a big mind game.
I wouldn't put it past him to like feign ignorance. Viva does take the first combat with using the reversal immediately.
Yeah.
I need to read your uppercut.
First turn uppercuts are the hardest uppercuts to read.
Just read 0 point. You're like, all right, I'm good. Doesn't matter. Is this on fast timer?
This is on medium timer.
Okay. I guess I'm just really used to slow from quick match.
Sorry, we have a question. 1 second. Yes, Spectators are encouraged to chat.
Yeah, if you want to chat with spoilers, I guess, like revealing and talking about what's in their hand, I mean, like, we can keep the Twitch chat open.
No spoilers. Don't ruin the game, but you can talk about anything else.
Well, like, there's also the chat for Twitch for that.
Oops, wrong block.
So, I have to feel like, yeah, this is intentional, maybe?
Oh. Uppercut's back. Telo's taking it back to him with the uppercuts.
Yep.
I mean, like, after saying that this was going to be an easy match, he can't come out of the gate, you know, losing.
Right.
So we have our first War Stomp. Let's take a look at Gwen's hand here. Viva Fringe is not playing with hand sorting on.
It's all about the mind games. keeps you less predictable.
Oh, actually, he's manually sorting his
hand.
hand.
Sort your own hand.
I just saw him moving cards around, so he's actually manually sorting it.
If you don't sort your own hand, you fall into less patterns.
Huh.
So you have to play the mind games on yourself. That's where the mind
basically.
game is.
Oh, you went for the big money. No big money. It was dodged.
And Trock dodges are rare and valuable, so that was definitely a hard read there.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a Trock dodge early in game. I usually see them late game once he's got Beast Unleashed.
Yep. Well, he only has dodges on two ranks, and one of those ranks is War Stomp, which you pretty much almost never use as a dodge. So basically, Trock has about 4 dodges in his entire deck.
I don't know. I think you have to use 10 as a dodge sometimes.
I've seen it happen sometimes.
I'm really not feeling War Stomp in this matchup. I mean, Gwen has as many cards as she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it should really be dodge in this matchup.
Trock is big. So Trock got his first stack of his giant growth buff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is
Trock's
pretty much in the lead by most metrics here.
Yeah.
Trock is one of the flattest characters in the sense of being flatlined. As in he starts the game and he's as powerful as he's generally going to get. He gets a little power from giant growth stacks and a decent boost in power when he gets 2 so he can attempt Beast Unleashed. But for the most part, he already has all his strength in turn 1.
I sort of, I agree with that. I've always sort of felt that that's the case with all of the grapplers for the most part. I mean, maybe not for Midori, because Midori...
Yeah, Midori
goes up, but I would think that Rook is very much similar, too.
Rook is pretty similar. But he has rock armor that he can work towards, which makes later game his normal attacks very scary. He can do it on turn 1, but it's not exceptionally useful. So he gets a little better later.
Are there any other characters that you would say are like this?
No, I really think Trock is the flattest line.
You know, I was also kind of thinking that...
Like, Setsuki is pretty similar as well. I think Setsuki, you could argue, is also just as fast, because she can only save up one card every time she dumps her hand. So I guess Setsuki is also like Trock in that they have all their power by turn 1.
Wouldn't Gwen be similar? I mean, her whole design is that she sort of has to, you know, come out of the gate rushing. So she's...
I think Gwen is you have a really accelerated power curve, but you still have to like, build your hand. She's not like Gwen gets more powerful.
It's almost like a really rapid sine curve.
Yeah.
Like it goes up and down like almost every turn.
Not sine. I think the power level just goes up until you drop whatever powerful cards you have in your hand, like your large combo, your aces, and then your power level sharply declines. But usually you don't need that much power, because if they hit, then your opponent runs low on health. So, normally I would say don't use War Stomp against Gwen. But of course Tello, knowing all the ins and outs of his own program, knows that all the newbies love to forget when they play their combat card on the War Stomp discard. So
I think everybody's done that at this point, where it's prompting you to discard, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna play my next turn, and you get rid of your best card.
That's not just mastery of Yomi, that's mastery of his own program here.
Yeah, that is some serious, like, outside the game thinking.
And Tilo did make a good point that was Viva Fringe's last queen that he discarded. He's now completely out of reversals.
Huh.
Yeah. Which is kind of an issue. You think Gwen's a fast character, and she is. But if you can spam attacks that are in between 0.0 and 1.2, that kind of stops her from getting her big combos off, and she needs to do that.
Well, the thing is, Gwen still has kings, and kings aren't technically a reversal if you want to be really strict with the 1.0 and less, but it's still pretty close in this matchup.
Yeah, against Trock, it's good enough.
Thing is, Trock's queen is 0.8, and his double ace is 1.0. I mean, those are both pretty much reversals.
That's a good point.
Do you think Tilo might go for the double ace in this matchup? I mean, he hasn't powered up anything yet.
He's
Yeah, I'm sure if he gets close and he actually gets a few more cards, then he'll do it. Like if he draws a 7 this turn and he still has these 2 7s, it's gonna be 2 aces.
I've noticed from Thilo's play in the past, and it's consistent with right now, is that he tends to hold on to his jokers for quite a long time, and that seems to really be a good thing a lot of the time. Like he's very patient with his jokers, because he's had that the whole game.
Yeah, he's even bluffed a couple of times.
Yeah, Tello is
Oh no, he put down another joker. Never mind.
He's playing against his own mind games of if you have lethal, play lethal, right? So if other people are of that mindset as well, then when's the best time to use your joker? When your opponent's about to do lethal damage, because they're gonna play.
Yeah.
That's so. I know there are a few other players who also do that.
Well, he could have done lethal this turn, but he didn't, and gets punished for it. But he did just play his joker to counteract all of this.
Right, and it worked. Gwen now has 4 aces, which isn't that much better than 3, but
yeah.
In the end, she's going to need them, all of them, because Tello still has 55 health and Viva only has 5.
This is a very...
So Viva does have a 10 block here.
Viva has a bit of an imbalanced hand here, because it's just so full of aces and joker.
Yeah. It's really bothering me because they're not sorted, so his aces are like from the beginning of his hand to the end, instead of like sitting at the end.
So it's like it's all aces.
So he's gonna use the 9 throw here into Jack, into ace, and this does more than the ace throw.
Yeah.
Because Trock has a lot of fast throws, this is generally a good idea. Usually you only use Dreadlands Portal for the speed because it's not that card efficient. The ace attack side is more efficient.
Yeah, it's one of the... Yeah. Is it possibly the least efficient ace move in the game?
I would think so.
Well, I guess it depends. Like, there are some ace moves that just do 1 damage, but they also have other effects. But in terms of just raw damage, then yeah. Yeah, and this is why Viva's lucky to have a 10 block in his hand.
So that block heals Gwen a very significant amount at this point in the game.
Yeah. So now it's out his aces. Yeah.
And now Viva also has both jokers and more aces still in play. So we're going to see a joker played right here.
Yeah, I guarantee. Yep. But he's knocked down and he still is going to lose 2 health. I mean, it's still winnable for Viva. Especially because Tello doesn't have a joker. Oh wow, look at this hand.
Yeah, we just saw him.
This is what sucks about Troc. Sometimes you just run into these crappy hands because blocking you is your block card. And yeah, his hand was completely dead to a king attack, and that's probably going to be the game. I don't think Viva's going to stop. Oh, and Tello didn't even put a face down. Should have at least put a face down.
Yeah,
I mean, both his jokers are gone.
Is it?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, we were just discussing that. So yeah, he's got no hope.
Guess it doesn't really matter.
Is that enough? That's way more than enough.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not expect that. That was quite the turnaround.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Let's hear it from Viva. That is 1 point on the board.
Yep.
Tello tried to warm up and he got burned. That's what happened.